The following broadcast is brought to you by
Elite Performance,
What's Poppin' Corn Snacks? Printed Memories.
Revved Up Tattoos,
The Fighter's Friend.
Doc Sports Service,
The One's Kitchen.
Inner Beast Sportswear,
BW Sports One, sports media marketing and design. Check us out at BWSPORTS1.com. It's another original BW Sports One production.
Pew pew!
What is up? What's poppin'? It is that guy, the one, and this guy, DeLion, together. We are the Dukes of Football. Oh. It is Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you know what it is, what it do, where to be. Here we are with you all. Thank you for joining us, and I can't wait to talk a little college football conference championships, brother. How is the one doing this week?
The one is doing exceptional this week. It was a pretty good week for football. Picks were okay. Picks were okay. I finished over 500, so I'm over 500 for the. I'm still in last place, but I'm over 500, so I don't care. You know what I mean? And then Michigan,
Kind of like all the
Michigan,
NFC East. Everybody's over 500.
yes. And then Michigan dog whips the shit out of Ohio State. So that really excites me. And then somehow, some way, the streets have returned its favors. And a buddy of mine who just happened to be in another country, who just happened to have coach season tickets, who just happened to say, "Hey, bro, you want to go to the game Monday?" I said, yeah.
Does a bear shit in the woods? Hell yeah.
So the wife and I bribed the kid with all kind of donut holes and Pringles and shit.
Here you go. Don't burn the house down.
Pretty much. I left, locked him from my phone, or locked the house from my phone and turned on the alarm. He was in the house chilling.
There you go. Gotta love having those technology things in the world nowadays.
Yep.
Oh
Peek in on him
boy.
and all kind of stuff. So yeah, and then the Steelers win. So it's a great time. Great
So
time. How about your time?
sound well, it does sound like the state of Pennsylvania in the city of Indianapolis prefer specifically the Colts organization cannot pull a win. I said cannot pull a win out of the opponents from the state of Pennsylvania. So we went 2-0 against the Colts, the home team. I'm all right with it. I mean, I didn't really have a dog in a fight with your game or anything. It was a total AFC game, so it didn't mean anything to me. But congrats to you, sir. Congrats.
8 straight, bro. And my wife and I's relationship will last until the next meeting.
There you go.
The Steelers haven't lost since we have been together.
I was going to say, this is a continuous thing. So hopefully the Steelers don't lose because that might mean bad things.
Yeah. But I think we passed the threshold where it doesn't matter now.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So, but yeah, man, how was your weekend? How Jazzy have some games this week?
No, it was Thanksgiving weekend, so they
It
were actually
was, wasn't it?
off. Yep, so they were actually off. She had practice back Monday, tonight, then has the rec game on Saturday and 2 games on the travel team on Sunday. Back at my alma mater at Roncalli against Roncalli and Warren Central. So that should be a good matchup. She's seen both teams before already. They lost to both teams, very close game, so it should be interesting to see. Philly stays, up on top. Big win again. Um, yeah. Oh boy, I do feel bad. I do feel bad for the league leading interceptor cornerback from Philadelphia, uh, Gardner Johnson. He is out indefinitely now with a lacerated kidney. So
I
hopefully
saw
everything goes
that.
well. Yeah, man. Yeah, it sucks, but you know that's the game we play, and hopefully he's all right to go on, not just in game, but in life everything's okay.
Right, right. As you can see, I am rocking my St. Ambrose jersey tonight. You know what I mean? The fighting
That you is.
bees. You
That
know
you
what I'm
is.
saying? That's where the lone Gator Malone is doing his mastery at. Um, Apparently, bro, that the St. Ambrose Esports Rocket League team, coached by Mr. Gator Malone, is one of the top 3 programs in the country.
That's what I'm talking about. My little nephew doing things out in Iowa. He's still in Iowa.
He is
Iowa.
still there one more semester. But checking out my Diz, I got me a uniform, got my name on the back. I'm
There you
hyped.
go.
Ooh.
There you go. There you go. Now, speaking of, youngsters and the kids of the thing, that's a wonderful time to get into our local memory makers presented by Printed Memories. Check them out. Get all your direct to print needs at one local spot. Call 317-494-0811 today and let them know the boys over at BW Sports One sent ya. Big weekend for Indiana State high school football. The championships were this past weekend. And again, last week we talked about 2 classes. We have 6 classes here in Indiana. Class 2, 4, and 6 played Friday. And then Saturday ended with 1, 3, and 5. And some of those games were blowouts. Others of them were damn good football.
Yeah, I was looking at the scores. I think they were all blowouts except for one game. Just happened to be under 10 points. Like it was
2 games.
something
2 games.
going on.
Yeah, there was. It was 2 games. I mean, we started. So the Class 1A champions are Indianapolis Lutheran. They went 15-0, 30-13 over Adams Central. 2A was a decent game. Evansville Modern Day pulled it out. 12-3 record overall, and they beat Andrean 20-10. And Andrean has
Hey,
a recruit going to Notre Dame.
awesome. Hey, didn't Evansville Modern Day win last year 2-2A?
I thought so. I'm pretty sure that they were in the game. I don't remember if they actually won it or not, but if they did, it's a hell of a thing to do back to back. And we'll get to somebody else here in a minute. Anytime you win, back to back years, that's definitely an accomplishment. And to do it 3 times like somebody else did on this list, that's crazy. And to do it 4 times that we've seen people.
And then you got Bishop Chatard. Yeah, we have. But we got the 3A state champ, Bishop Chatard, with 4 losses, bro. That's how you could say you play football at the right time.
Playoff ball.
Yep. And then I guess we close it out. 4A East Central win over New Prairie 37. 5A Valparaiso was a 35-31 over Whiteland. And Center Grove, what's that, 3 straight for them?
3 straight.
And 6A is Powerhouse, boys. That's the big nasties. That's your Warren Centrals, your Ben Davis, your Carmels, your Avon. Hey, them the big boys.
Mm-hmm. That's right. There's big boys. Big boys. Big boys of the state. Hey, congratulations to everybody that went into the weekend in the games. And definitely a shout out, extra congratulations to all 6 of our state high school football champions here in Indiana.
Woo.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I got something, D. I got something. I got something. And I don't know if it's
Snapple.
ridiculousness. I don't know if it's
Was
ridiculousness,
it?
but what? Go ahead. What?
It's no. I was asking if is that what it was.
Yes, it is Revved Up Ridiculousness, brought to you by Revved Up Tattoos, 317-537-2667. Get your your next ink therapy or piercing session today. Tell them boys from BW Sports 1 sent you. I about to say Black and White Sports. I about brought it back all the way to the original. I almost did. But okay, this has nothing to do with football, and we'll be quick. 1986, did you know that Big Bird was invited to be on the Challenger space shuttle? Would you imagine, had that went on as planned with the invitation, what all of our generation would have saw that day that tragedy happened? Big Bird would have been no longer as well. That's crazy. I just found that out today.
That's ridiculousness. And to be honest with you, it would not have bothered my generation too much
Oh, well, there's a little
because
gap in between us.
because at that point we knew Big Bird wasn't no damn bird.
True.
But yeah, that would have been kind of jacked up, bro, to see Big
That would have
Bird
been.
go up like that.
Right? I
A
mean,
bird,
it was
a
bad
bird
enough
in
for everybody else.
there with no fighting chance.
Right. Nothing. None. Fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
I mean, that's what it would have been. We're
Would
gonna
have been
move right
microwave.
along.
Would have been
Yeah,
air fried.
Oh no, that would have. Well, no, it probably would have been air
Yeah.
fried. Good point there. You got a damn good point there. Yeah, we're gonna move on now.
Yeah. Before we get in trouble.
Oof, we can get ourselves in trouble a lot.
That'd be the day we got 5,000 viewers and then that one view. These guys, man, they're talking about
Right?
Yeah. All right. What's next?
Well, I mean, I think it's about time for that what's popping, isn't it? What's popping around the NCAA college football scene, brought to you by our good buddies at What's Poppin' Corn Snacks. Get the best gourmet popcorn around. And tell them BW Sports 1 sent you. Go to What's Poppin' Corn Snacks now, and it's so good. So good. You can get your own label, too. They're going to have the Dukes here soon. I'm going to send that label to them.
So good.
So good.
Hey, are we gonna get some corn snacks in Evansville in March?
Yes, we are. The SIP Combat Crunch, folks, is there. If you go on what'spoppincornsnacks.com, use promo code SICP for 20% off your order of the Combat Crunch today. It's wonderful. Can't wait. And it's going to be there also at March 4th. SICP2, the second coming, Evansville Memorial Coliseum, March 4th. Doors open at 5 p.m. Central Time. First bell rings at 7.
That was a very excellent segue that I didn't know anything about.
Yes.
But I was dead on
Now you
with
do.
what's going to be some corn snacks.
Yay. You already know it's in the works. It's out there. It is ready. It's what's popping.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to somehow get the boy, backstage passes, man, because he like wants to go like bad. He wants to see
Well,
blood.
you can see Nate Manus, our good buddy down there. He'll probably be there. I think there may be some other ones coming. I know Matt Hughes, the legendary UFC Hall of Famer, will be back there with us. And we got some other special announcements coming soon. So
No boot for me then either. I'll be straight walking. Maybe
there you
not
go.
fast, but I'll be walking.
He said, "Not fast." I like that.
All right. Not fast. All right, let's man. Top 10. Crazy. Well, there was nothing crazy. It went exactly how I expected it to go for the most part. Notre
Pretty
Dame let me
much.
down, but I was only believing in them because I believed in you.
Man, thought they were going to show up
Well,
a
there
little
was
bit better than
no.
that. None. That hurt.
Yeah, so I guess we'll start it off right away. Hail to the victors. Poor, wah, the stupid little Buckeye. I don't even know. I mean, like, really. So it was last year. Oh, it was the weather. Oh, everybody was hurt. Oh, blah, blah. Oh, this year we came to your shithole of a stadium. Beat that ass. Only let you get 3 points at halftime. Shut up. What's your excuse now?
Yeah, I mean there wasn't much of a game there, honestly. I mean, you guys dominated the whole fourth quarters, honestly. I mean, it definitely wasn't the Ohio State Buckeyes that we've seen in the past, but we've also been talking about this team all season long, that it's not that same team. They have a lot of flaws. I mean, Notre Dame brought them out a little bit in the first game of the season. Ohio State hasn't necessarily played a defense like yours completely for 4 quarters this season, and you guys dominated. Congrats, man.
Number 1 ranked defense walking into the game in college football, number 1 scoring defense, number 1 overall defense. And it's still, you hear, well, this wasn't the best Ohio State team. This wasn't the blah, blah. You had the number 1 receiver in college football, Marvin Harrison Jr. the third or whatever. And he was just shut down. And we played man-to-man the whole second half. Man, Knuckle, let's get it. You're not tougher than we are. We out-toughed you. Just like, yeah, just dominated.
You did. You did.
But enough of that.
I mean, it showed the whole time. Yeah. I'll let you get it in, man. You deserve it.
No, it's cool. I'm good. I got it all in. I'm good. You know, we got to act like we've done this before. So
yeah, I hear that from Dallas Cowboy fans that I work out with. I mean, you got to act like you've done it before. I am, but you're Dallas. So you're going to hear it every damn time I see you.
Please believe I didn't get no response back for any of the Ohio State people. I got no response back from my texts, Facebook, tags, everything. Nothing. Yeah. Haters. All right. So who else looked good? Georgia handled their business. TCU, no trouble with Iowa State. USC, Caleb Williams locked down the Heisman Trophy, bro.
He did the stance too. Did you see him? Did you watch the game? He did that.
By that time, I think I switched over to NBA.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I think I switched over by that time.
I don't blame you, honestly. Yeah, man, it was a piss poor showing for Notre Dame, but I'm not taking anything away from the Trojans, the condoms, whatever you want to call them, because they are legit. I've been saying it for weeks now. You better watch out for Southern Cal because they're coming. They had that one hiccup against Utah, and we'll talk about the rematch coming up here a little bit later with our good buddy Rafael Esparza.
Oregon.
That was my Raphael.
My God, listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen. I got some questions for you. But this
Mhm,
Oregon State,
mhm.
this game, okay. Oregon was up, what, 3 touchdowns going into the fourth quarter. Um, I don't want to say it was all the kids' fault, but don't some of them plays you blame the coach on that loss. Was he intentionally trying to get fired at the end of the game? I mean, it's the you got 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. But what was it? 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and you're going for it on your
Yeah, what, 20, if that?
on your 25,
That was
23
not
yard
smart.
line.
Not smart. Not smart.
And that's the play you choose to run. So I'd like
Hey,
to, I don't know. I don't know if he was paid ransomly. I don't know if he's some other jobs, but
there are some openings coming up. We'll see. But man,
yeah,
yeah, that
yeah,
was bad
buddy.
for Oregon. That was bad for Oregon. I mean, they gave up every bit of any chance that they would see at all. All they have to do is win. I believe if they won, they would have been playing Southern Cal in the Pac-12 title game, I believe. And
That is correct.
I think they got a bet. Well, I'll save that for later. Fuck it, I'll say it. I think they got a better shot at beating them than Utah does the second time this year. So we'll see.
I don't know. Utah seems to be sometimes be magical at the wrong time. So
Mm,
we'll see what we think on the panel.
yeah. Just remember this,
Uh,
guys. This is a Notre Dame
LSU.
fan talking about good things for Southern Cal. So,
I know I had to do it for like 8 years in a row with the team in Ohio. We
not in the
started
market.
off our epic journey of sports talk, me having to say good things about the school in Ohio.
This is true. This is true. I remember.
Mm.
Uh,
So
L- yeah.
LSU,
Mm,
LSU just I think they just saved Jimbo Fisher's job for at least 4 games in the next year. Wow,
yes, would
LSU, way to blow a golden opportunity.
all they had to do was win, and they would probably have been moved into the top four over Southern Cal. And then we would have been dealing with the whole shenanigans of Alabama still sitting in there as 2 losses getting into the playoffs. Let's hope it doesn't happen because it's still a possibility. So stupid, but we'll get to those rankings here in a minute. Man, hey, I'm fine with it though. Fuck Brian Kelly.
Him and his family, so I don't know if he can pull it off. But yeah, that's
Right.
bad, man. But for real, yeah, that's. I mean, to lose to a program that is in shambles, somebody's job who was in question, nobody really know what was going on with Jimbo Fisher and the behind the scenes with the Texas A&M program. But I don't know. This could have saved his job for 4 games next season, gave him a chance to repair whatever damage he's had. Maybe he jumps into that transfer portal. Who knows? Jimbo does for those first couple games that he has extension for next year.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Um,
And
something
then
that
if
we've been saying.
what you got?
Something that we've been saying all year long. Hence why there should be no rankings before week 6, at least. Clemson, you big Clemson Tigers, you. You're not as good as what you thought you were. Okay? We knew this for a long time. And I'm so stupid to pick Notre Dame to lose against you guys this year because I should have picked Notre Dame. But, hey, it is what it is. You guys are not a top 10 team, period. Just saying.
And that's what he says. I don't think it was bad, man. It was like, bro, that way to go, South Carolina, back to back, putting both people out of championship bowls. You know what I'm saying? That
Yep.
is excellent job. I don't feel the least bit sorry, but does that put Dabo's name on a warm seat?
Mm, I don't know if it's putting him in a warm seat. I think it may be opening eyes to potential future moves, but I wouldn't think that it's going to put him on the hot seat yet. Now, with that being said, you got North Carolina coming up in the ACC title game. We'll talk about that here in a minute, but that's going to be a big test, regardless of what anybody thinks. I'm sorry, Clemson is not the good team that a lot of people think they are. Not saying they can't win this game at all, because they can. We've seen them beat people this year, but man, not good. Not good.
Just to clarify, I said warm seat, not hot
Yeah.
seat.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard you. I heard you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
You think?
I think they put coals under the seat. Like they just started to put them there. They haven't lit a fire yet. Like here, because it's been what, 3 years now for Clemson?
Yep.
Okay.
Does
I
that
don't
mean
know
it's
if he got
Dabo?
that
Is it?
Saban.
But here's the, yeah. Well, hell no. We all know he doesn't have that Saban touch. But does that mean is it Dabo that's fallen back? Or does that mean the next generation, quote unquote, of coaches coming through are picking up and moving and evolving the game one more step in their coaching?
Could be a combination of both, my friend.
Could be. Could be.
Could be. Let's see what else. I guess we have to talk about it. I mean,
It's unfortunate, but
they're
yeah.
going to, they're going to try to find a way to put Alabama in this, and I am not against saying that I would not be surprised if we heard 40 years down the line that the NCAA paid off these schools to lose so that Alabama could get in the game.
I mean, Tim said just a minute, if Bama gets in, are we saying conspiracy? We've
Hell
been saying
yeah.
conspiracy. Yeah, we've been saying conspiracy for four straight years on this air. I mean, Alabama is Alabama. We know something's going on there. There's obvious, and I'm sorry, the SEC is not. It shouldn't have any special treatment at all, if it ever did, anymore. Because I'm sorry, you look at the Big Ten, especially the Big Ten. Look how many teams are finally evolving back to the traditional Big Ten power conference that they used to be. It's still Michigan, Ohio State, somewhat, but you got Purdue still on, obviously coming out of the West, like you called, Damon. I'll give it to you, brother. But you got, teams like Penn State still there. They're coming back up. They've been down since the whole flip flop fiasco with Touch Butt. And you got different things, you got different teams going on, and let's see who comes to the Big Ten and makes a splash.
Yeah, Notre Dame is going to rock everybody's world when they join the Big Ten because it's economically and monetarily and geographically the best place to go, especially with the Big Ten signing an NBC contract for television game exposure. So, just say it. So,
yeah, I don't like
saying
saying
all
either.
those supposed rules. Yeah, that's retarded. I mean, I can't
All
say
right.
that. Oh my
You can't
God, I
say
hate
that.
being born. Hate being born in the
In the
70s
70s.
because I don't mean it. Like I don't mean it like that by any means.
It's all right.
But whatever. These young people are offended by me clicking a pin.
I mean, I'm offended because you're offending somebody.
Listen, no, what the ridiculous? Timeout.
Oh shit! Rewind.
Timeout. Listen. How in the hell? This is the problem with our judiciary system. How in the hell are you going to sue Kraft cheese products because it takes longer than the 3.5 minutes on the box that says to cook it in the microwave?
That's just as dumb as somebody suing McDonald's for spilling coffee on them because it was hot. Duh.
Hey, I felt you on that one, but I was thoroughly corrected when I said that earlier this morning.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, the coffee was boiling and the lady had 2nd-degree burns.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's some hot ass coffee.
that is some hot ass coffee. However, it's coffee. Come on now. Come on.
Yes.
It's cheap.
Yes,
It's Kraft
yes.
macaroni and cheese. It may take a little longer than 3.5 minutes, maybe even 4. But after that, she'll be wanting to marry me. Message.
All right, so here it is. I'm done with you, bro. This is what we're doing right now. We're doing the slide for the top. There's the top. Maybe.
Sorry.
Eventually,
I'll move that.
it's
Yeah, no,
gonna
I'll move that.
it's gonna show up.
It's there. It is there for everybody
I
out
don't
here.
see it.
You got number 1,
There it is.
Georgia Bulldogs. Number 2, the Michigan Wolverines. Number 3, the Horned Frogs of Texas Christian University. And the Condoms at number 4 from Southern Cal. Right outside sits the Buckeyes and the Crimson Tide.
First off, I don't have a problem with Ohio State being where they're at. They were the number 2 team in the country. You lost to a top 5 team. I don't have a problem with that. I'm almost not having a problem with Alabama being at 6, only because everybody else is losing.
True. That's the sad part. Nobody can stay consistent in that 5, 6, 7 spot.
Right. So by default,
yeah.
I mean, because now you say Hooker's not hurt, then Tennessee is probably 6 and Alabama's probably 7.
I mean, here's my thing, though. I don't care if he's hurt or not. Head to head, Alabama lost to Tennessee. So to me, they got to be above Alabama.
But you have
to head to head.
But you have to factor in those circumstances. If Hooker doesn't play against the Alabama game, Alabama probably wins that game. You know what I'm saying? But with your best player not playing, you have to factor in. Look what happened at Tennessee when their best player was not playing.
If that's the case, though, and I understand what you're saying, D, I really do. But I'm gonna play the other side of this court, on the other side of this field. Sorry, we're not on the state of basketball. It was head to head regardless. He played in the game. Regardless if he's playing in this game or not, there's no difference in what you're saying in this than putting rankings on a team before week 6.
If you think so, that's fine, because I think it's completely different. That absolutely factors if your best player is not playing. Just like when they didn't know the points, like when you go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Perfect example. We asked Raphael when he gets home. When you play in the numbers, when he's making the numbers, I guarantee you he's looking at the injury reports.
Well, absolutely he is.
So there's no difference when these guys in the committee are setting up these games. There's a complete difference if Hooker is playing, if he's not. Take Jalen Hurts off. Were you betting and your backup quarterback? Are you still betting on them Philadelphia Eagles as strongly as you are with Jalen Hurts as your quarterback?
Probably not.
Don't lie. Don't lie.
Probably not. But still,
so it has to factor.
Head to head. I'm still on the head to head thing.
That's fine. Head to head is great.
Who is Oh man, who was Alabama's second loss? Was LSU, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's Tennessee and LSU.
Man, I mean, I have zero problem with Ohio State being where they are. They should be fifth. That way, if one of those teams up above them loses, they should have the 5 spot. I definitely don't see Alabama as 5. Man, I still see what you're saying. I'm still on the head-to-head win because my thought is, okay, let's say Ohio State doesn't have anything to lose now. They're not playing another game. Alabama not playing another game. Tennessee not playing another game. The only way anything moves is if one of those 4 teams in the top 4 loses, which all 4 teams have a game. And you got LSU going up against Georgia, which I can't stand the way these conferences are. I'm sorry. Purdue is not the top team, the second team in the Big Ten. I get the divisions and all that, but I don't know. It's hard still for me to say Alabama should be 6.
We got that.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't have a fallout with anything of the top 4. I know there was some conversation through the week that with the dominating wins over 2 top 10 opponents, that Michigan had an outside chance of being number 1. You know what I mean? Yay, whoop-de-doo, nice conversation. But I always thought, even when early in the year they actually put Alabama in front of Georgia before Georgia, you know what I'm saying? So I really understand why I never felt that Georgia should not have never been number 1. You return, 45% of that team. You were preseason ranked number 1. You haven't lost. You did all of your work. You shouldn't have never not been number 1.
Oh, I agree with you wholeheartedly there. Now, Matt has a question. What about Washington? Washington, as far as what? The 6th? Hell no. Because their losses to UCLA and Arizona State. UCLA was a good team, is a good team, but they lost to Arizona State. Bad team to lose to.
After firing Herm Edwards.
After firing Herm Edwards, yes. They got big wins over Oregon State, Michigan State when they were 11. But again, that was week 3. Michigan State obviously.
But look how those teams finished. So those wins aren't shit right now.
Yeah, I don't think that they should be as far back as they are because I think they're 12th. I think they should be up. I don't think Utah should be above them. Just because simple fact of 10-2 and 9-3, and Utah and Washington didn't play each other, so it's not like Washington lost to them. So I can see a gripe about Washington possibly making it into the top 10, even over Kansas State. But no, I don't see them in top 6. No, I don't. Hold on, not in top 6, but top 10. Okay, top 10, I could say yes. I can make a stretch to get them over Utah and Kansas State for sure. I'd agree with that.
I think I don't know if I put Washington that high. And it was just like, they had some good wins right in a row, but it was just like a crumbling downward spiral. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure. I mean, Penix, I was a fan when he was here, just too many knee injuries, but I don't know about being that high.
Well, that's why it's called opinions.
Yeah. I mean, I think me personally, I think Utah's a better football team.
Well, I don't know about that, man. Like you said last week, bro, we have put a lot of faith in the Utes over the past few seasons. And it's like playing the Arizona Cardinals. It continues to suffer in our hearts and our stomach. So I'm hard to say that they're not better than Utah.
Yeah. But it's all good. All this stuff is great. College is great. The world is great. Conference championships. So all of our college picks this week are Power 5 games.
Yes, but keep this up. Keep this up real quick because I'm going to bring in the one, the only. You can bet on that guy, Mr. Rafael Esparza. What's happening, brother? How we doing?
Pretty good. Sorry to be late. I was putting up odds for Jake Paul versus Patty Pimlet.
Oh,
Boxing
God.
odds.
Yeah. Was it 3-minute rounds?
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So, Rafael, we got the college football playoffs up. What do you think of the top four? Do you agree, disagree?
I thought it was correct. I mean,
Okay.
I kind of understood why USC. I thought USC might have been 3 and flip flopped it, but let's face it. I think if there's any upsets in the making, and this one, I wouldn't be shocked if it's TCU. I mean, Kansas State, they can put up points quickly. I think Michigan, that number's a little bit big, but I think they take care of business. I think Michigan's in no matter if they lose or not, win or lose. And USC, they're playing Utah, which they lost by 1 point, so they got the redemption factor. So I think there's one team that might be on upset alert. I would have to say TCU.
Okay.
Here's my question. Why is everybody so thinking it's TCU who is the team that should be on upset alert? Like every game has been upset alert for TCU, and all they've done is handle their business and win every game. I would have never put USC above TCU for one reason and one reason only: strength of schedule. They have the toughest strength of schedule out of any of those teams up there. So
Who, USC does or TCU?
No, TCU. So I would have never put USC in front of TCU.
I understand that, but if you look at it, I mean, you really can't say Texas is ranked. I mean, because they shouldn't be. I mean, they're 18th. That's just like saying every SEC team that was ranked all season long and they're not ranked anymore is that a ranked school. Texas Tech went downwards. West Virginia is not the same school they were. So I would have to say what USC did at the end of their schedule was impressive. Beating UCLA, beating Notre Dame. No disrespect to TCU, but like I said, beating Iowa State. They should have lost to Baylor. I mean, that's plain simple. That was a tough game, and they should have lost that one. I thought USC's end of schedule was more impressive than TCU's.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Where do you think the rankings come in? So from 5 to 10, what are you looking at? I mean, you got Ohio State. I think they're good right there where they are at 5. Alabama is kind of in question. So you got Alabama, Tennessee. Damon and I were having a little squander on this real quick. We want to hear your thoughts. We understand that in odds making, you look at the hookers out. So obviously, Alabama, if they were playing each other, Alabama would be the bigger favorite because of that situation. But they did lose the game, regardless of what's happening now. They did lose the game head-to-head prior in the season. So should Tennessee be above Alabama? Or where do you see the top 10 at after the top 4?
Well, you got to figure those people in the committee looked at that quarterback being out for Tennessee. That's why they put if that quarterback is still playing, there's no way that Alabama's above them. So they looked at it thinking, you know what, Tennessee cannot go into the Final Four. I mean, Alabama still has a chance, but they're not going to put Tennessee in there with no hooker in there. I'm sorry. No disrespect. I can't even name the backup quarterback of Tennessee right now. So I think that's why I'm actually a little bit shocked that they didn't have Penn State above Tennessee, just with the situation that Tennessee is in with their quarterback out also for the rest of the season.
What do you feel about like Kansas State? And somebody else was saying Washington. Do you think? Well, we were talking Washington or Utah. You know, they didn't play head to head, but obviously there's 9-2 to 10 and or I'm sorry, 9-2 to 10 and what? 10-2 and 9-3. Sorry, with Kansas State. Or not, I'm sorry. God, I'm flustered, aren't I? I'm looking at Raphael's big forehead. God love him. I haven't seen him in a couple weeks.
I just thought maybe because your Eagles are in the upset alert again this week, that's why you're all flustered.
When aren't they? I mean, when aren't they? Let's talk. Let's face it. When aren't they now?
So they're the TCU of the NFL.
Man, that's what it sounds like.
If you look at strength of schedule and teams who have played, Utah's probably got the best. They opened up against Florida. They played San Diego State, which is always a good team up in the Mountain West that plays great defense. So I would have to. Then they played Oregon State. They played Oregon. They played UCLA, USC. So I would have to say their strength of schedule is probably a little bit higher for me than I would say Washington. I mean, they just got that bad loss. They opened up the season with that 3-point loss to Florida, which they blew the lead late in the fourth quarter. If they didn't lose that game, I think we could be talking to Utah in that 4th or 6th spot than we were talking about SC and Alabama.
Fair enough. All right. That's all we got for college football today, folks.
So I guess we're gonna jump into some good old NFL. What's popping?
There we go.
This is an exciting Turkey Day lineup this year.
It was. Raphael, what'd you think of those games this Thanksgiving?
I'm giving you guys both the double birds because you guys were drinking and eating and having a good time for Thanksgiving, and I'm watching soccer at 4 a.m. and football and the Egg Bowl, and I had a late college basketball game. So, do you guys want some second helping? No, I'm on the couch watching football. Let me undo my pants. So yeah, it was a very fun, festive, sporting day. But again, I'm giving you guys a double birds underneath of my desk because you guys were all living large and drinking large and eating large.
Well, I promise you I wasn't drinking that much, but I will not lie. My wife woke me up on my mother and father-in-law's chair and said, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess so." All I remember eating. I remember talking to my father-in-law, watching the game. Next thing I know, my wife's waking me up. Well, I guess it was good.
Tryptophan.
No,
we didn't
I
do
had turkey like
the
around
tradition-
9:00.
Ugh.
Yeah, we didn't do the traditional on Thanksgiving. Normally we don't because blended families between mine and hers. We've kind of did ours on Black Friday. So actually, Thanksgiving, I just smoked all for Friday. And we had chicken wings, man. So we kicked back and took shots of Terramina tequila and had chicken wings.
Chicken wings.
Okay, if you guys do
Yeah,
eat
so-
traditional dinner, what time do you guys Thanksgiving? What time do you normally eat on Thanksgiving?
Which time?
I am a African American individual, so we would be later in the evening. No, my daughter had a basketball game.
He's gonna be late no
the
matter
1:30
what
show.
time.
We
Come
normally do
on,
ours in the
Raphael.
afternoon.
I was just wondering because I hate when
No.
people invite you over. Come over for Thanksgiving dinner. What
Well, I
time are
can't
you
be late
eating?
if it's
2.
at my house.
Well, that's a good point. Good point.
That's always fair. I hate when people invite me
Thanksgiving
over and say,
brunch?
"Oh, what
No, I
time's
can't
dinner?"
be late if it's
2.
at my house.
It's not dinner; it's lunch.
Well, I had lunch over at my in-laws and dinner at my parents. So, yeah, that's it. All right, what's popping in the NFL, Damon? What is going on
Yeah, see,
this
that's
week?
what we avoided. See, if the Bucks were in a different division, they'd not be a playoff team.
That whole division should have been made. Whoever wins it should have to play the winner of the XFL or the CFL.
This kind of reminds me of the Seahawks when they
It
went
was
into
bad.
the
They're going to get a
playoffs
home
7-9.
game too, aren't they?
Yeah,
I know it's so bad. That's
They're
why I'm trying to root for Carolina.
gonna win
I
it.
want to see Baker Mayfield on a playoff wild card Saturday, holding a clipboard.
Oh shit, that's great. Yeah, not a lot of good things going on, and then somebody else just got hurt on that offensive line. So, man, I don't even think they're going to back in and win it. I think somebody else is just going to trip over into the first place in the whole playoff game.
Raphael, what's going on down in Louisiana with your boys down there?
They're glad that the Pelicans are playing, just like up in Vegas. They're glad that the Golden Knights are playing. I mean, it's like I said, it's doom and gloom. I mean, they're still talking about the good old days when Sean Payton was still around, and when you're still mentioning him, then you have bad news for your team. So it's just like I feel bad. I mean, because like I said, I think this head coach will probably be around one more year. But if they struggle, not only do they have to get rid of him, but they have to just get rid of the whole Sean Payton era name out of it and just bring in someone totally. Because let's face it, that era's not here. That defense is going to get older next year. The defense looked like it got a lot older this year than it was. I thought their defense was going to be able to carry them this year, and it has not. Cam Jordan has not looked like the Cam Jordan we've seen in the past. The honey bear looks like a honey bear that's eaten too much honey, that's been overweight, so he can't tackle or he's got nothing. So I would have to say for that game, it's for me, it's either Tampa or nothing, just because it's how the Saints have owned Tampa as of late. Now they're coming in your backyard, struggling to have goose egg last week up in San Fran. So
Wow.
I would have to say Tampa might be my play on that one.
All right.
Man, it's terrible. All right, don't look now, Baltimore. Here comes the Bengals, tied in the AFC North. The Ravens is going backwards. Bengals is going forwards. What's happening with the Ravens is, does Lamar Jackson play in Baltimore next year?
Yes, I think he does. The Harbaugh and them are good. They're good. I think he does play. Who's going to give him that money?
Dallas.
Dallas already, but I think he stays. I mean, luckily they're playing Baltimore. I mean, luckily they're playing Denver, which we all saw. No one showed up to Russell Wilson's birthday party that they held for the whole team, so no one showed. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if there's a quarterback that's not playing for their team next year. It's Russell Wilson, and that's not Jackson. That's the question. Should be would Russell Wilson?
Would they go waiving because ain't nobody go? Would they go waiving because ain't nobody coming to get that contract?
They can waive them. It's like see ya. They do it all the time in the NFL. This ain't baseball or
would he be a starter?
Russell Wilson be a starter? Oh yeah, someone will pick him up as a starter.
Who?
Jets. They might be looking for a quarterback.
He gonna be starting for Sierra security team. That's what he gonna be starting for.
I mean, I think they're gonna fire the head coach and keep Russell Wilson for at least one more year, and put all the blame on this rookie head coach that looks like he's totally lost out there. So they'll give Russell Wilson probably one more year in Denver.
Well, they ain't got no choice. $250 million.
There's always choices when there's money. There's so much money in the NFL. It's not like they can't waive them, and
that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of weed up in Colorado that can pay for that.
Good point. Very good point.
Yeah.
Where do you think Jackson's going to go then? If you don't think he's going to be there, where is he going?
Well, you mentioned the Jets for a potential landing spot for Russell Wilson. I think that could be a potential spot. I also think that Indianapolis could be too.
I would say the Colts.
I thought Indianapolis. I thought
would be a better landing spot for Jets.
I thought Colts. I thought Jets. I thought Giants. Outside chance. I thought Denver. Outside chance. I thought Pittsburgh. Even with the progress of Kenny Pickett.
Not in the division.
They don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. He's a free agent. He can go anywhere. He can go anywhere he wants. They can't do anything. He can go right over and play for any one of them.
Going to Tampa? Tim's bringing up a good question. Brady doesn't come back. They're going to be looking for a quarterback.
See that.
There's a lot of teams that are going to be looking at Jimmy G because it can be a lot cheaper to get Jimmy G than is it to open up a big checkbook for Lamar Jackson.
But there is also a damn good quarterback class coming out of draft. So,
yeah, I still think I would have to have Baltimore as the favorite for Jackson still.
Can you bet on that?
I will put. I'm going to start putting some stuff up for the NFL now. Once World Cup is over, right now it's too much money. I've been telling people Saturday. There's 2 games where USA plays on Saturday against the Netherlands. That's the Dutch. That's soccer The one they kick a ball, it's football. I don't know if you know all that. It's the World Cup.
I am very aware of football. I'm
Okay,
very
I
aware
didn't-
of football.
I didn't know,
man.
but that 2 games that's playing on Saturday in the World Cup will have more money on all of college that Saturday and all of Sunday NFL.
Wow. So on Championship Saturday, they're gonna have more money.
Yes.
across the
Oh, by
board.
far.
2 games over
by far.
6 games.
By far.
Wow. Okay.
First of all,
I know
championships.
football better than I know NHL.
First of all, championship Saturday, if you look at the card, it's horrible. LSU 17, 18-point dogs. North Carolina big dog. There's really no good matchups. Michigan a huge favorite. The championship Saturday, the only really good game was Tulane and Central Florida, pretty much.
That should be a damn good game too.
Yeah, because Central Florida just went there a couple weeks ago and beat Tulane.
Yep.
So, let's talk about Dan's division, the NFC East. Which one of the 4 are not going to make the playoffs?
I'm gonna hear Dan's first. I would love to hear.
Say
his.
again. I'm sorry, it was breaking up on my end.
The NFC East. Which one of the 4 are not going to make the playoffs?
Ooh. Man, honestly, the way it's looking now, the Giants.
I'd have to agree.
That's what I was looking
2
at
weeks.
from the
2 weeks
schedule.
ago, I would have said the Giants would make it, but I love the way the Commodores are playing right now. They're hot. Their quarterback's been hot. This kid that got shot and it's playing now and controlling a locker room, offense and defense and all that. He should get MVP, comeback player of the year, every award, defensive player of the year, every award he should get, because what he's doing in the locker room and in the sidelines to motivate these guys behind him. I wouldn't want to play the Commodores right now.
Make me laugh every time I hear you say that name.
I refuse to call
hilarious.
them. I refuse to call them anything else except the Commodores.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Lionel. I'm ready for Lionel Richie to tweet me.
Before we. Thing with the NFL before we get to
That's funny.
that must be for Dan.
That was funny.
A lot of money paid out for those guys. How many of the 3 don't play next year?
I think they all play.
Is there going to be an odds right
Ooh.
there of
Ooh.
which one will retire first?
We had what we had. Who would retire first, Brady or Rodgers? And everyone was betting Rodgers.
Wow.
Because if you're Brady, what do you? I mean, you still got the TV that's sitting there waiting for you. You don't want to retire, and then people are going to say, "Oh, why did you get divorced? Why did you use it?" Blah blah blah. He needs to come back just to stick it to the rich ex-wife to say, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to play another year. Watch the kids while I'm playing." So yeah, I think he plays one more. I wouldn't now. Does he play for Tampa? I think that's the bigger question.
Ooh. Where do you see lands if it's not Tampa?
The Raiders is a good spot. Go back to his old offensive coordinator. The Carr looks like he's lost the locker room a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say the Raiders. Maybe even back to New England. Get some draft picks for Mac and Cheese and trade him away.
Ooh.
Interesting. Now that Belichick needs him and he doesn't need Belichick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he go finds a new model 4 years younger and takes that $1 billion TV deal and plays golf with Phil's calves and Peyton's forehead.
So he pulls a Leonardo DiCaprio. Is that what you're saying?
Wow. Wow.
What? He does. Looks for young models. That's all. It's no secret. I'm not starting Twitter wars with Lee. No, I'm trying to start a Twitter war with the Commodores and Lionel Richie, but not Leo DiCaprio.
Wow.
All right, so let's get to these picks. So here are our current standings.
Yes, it is. I've lost my touch just slightly.
There we
It's-
have it.
Gosh, forsaken picking Notre Dame last week. Stupid me.
You said that.
I
Listen,
did.
right here.
He's over
I am
500.
above
folks.
500.
He
I
is.
gotta give him that because I mean, when
Hey, he's now better than where his coach is going to end up for the season. Over
I'm giving-
500.
I'm giving him a soccer clap.
It's football.
Goal! Goal!
All right.
I only
let's
call it football when I'm in the West Coast. When I'm in the South, I have to call it soccer. It's a
Soccer.
rule.
All right, so first game up, we a couple extra games this week because it's conference championship. So we did only the Power Five. Sorry, Tulane and
Jeez.
UCF. You did, or South Florida, you didn't make the cut. So
And
first game up.
Take the Mean Greenies. Take North Texas plus the points. Then people at the Conference USA Championship +9.
Ooh, you heard that, folks. That's a freebie. He keeps
There you
track of
go.
them for nothing.
Mark them down. All right, first game up, Pac-12, Friday night, 8 o'clock on Fox. You got Utah down in 3, USC 11-1. This time it's in the Coliseum. Utah walking in there with a 1-point victory over the last contest. USC's got some redemption. Caleb's looking pretty darn good with his Heisman. He can lock it up with this victory here.
I think he's locked it up already. I don't see him not getting it. 2 weeks from now? I can't remember if it's 2 weeks or 1 week from now. But I see him locking it up, and I like them coming back from that 1-point loss. Now they're in their backyard. They're playing some of the best football right now. If you only watch SEC, USC's in the West Coast. They play in the Pac-12 after dark sometimes. I know we're force-fed to listen to and think SEC football is the greatest sport of all time, but this Pac-12 after dark team, USC, gets some redemption and wins, and they go playoff hunting.
There you go. What's the rest
There
of
you
the
go.
panel, D?
I was slipping because I lost my mouse.
Uh-oh.
Well, the panel seems to be unanimous.
Oh, son of a!
I mean, there was all conference games, so it's not going to be a lot of variations, I don't think, in these picks.
I got a feeling there's one that's definitely going to be off, and I'll probably be the one that ends up.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Game 2, noon ABC. Kansas State 9-3 going against number 3 TCU at 12-0. Just like last week, I think TCU is tired of hearing all of the jibber jabber. I think they just wiped the floor with these cats. Oh, you get that? These cats.
I really want to see TCU in there. Like I said, this if there is an upset, I think this is the spot right here. But I think TCU comes out up on top. I just don't want to see Ohio State in it, so I'm hoping TCU wins because they would be the only one that's in there, so I don't have to hear OHIO on a playoff game. It'd be great. Now I could just say OH go home. So I'm hoping for TCU to win this one.
All right.
Oh, now you know,
and the panel says,
if it fell out that they did backdoor in, it would be set up where they would only play in the national championship game.
Oh yeah!
Wow, the bragging rights on that one, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Jim Harbaugh, you have to bring out the khakis on that game for our playoffs, but you can't wear the blue khakis. You have to go straight up old school khakis for that matchup.
Old school. So here it is, another straight panel for TCU. Pretty much saw that one coming. Yep. Next game up, the 4 o'clock game is our afternoon matinee. 4 o'clock CBS, LSU, Georgia. I don't know if we're going to get the LSU that beat Tennessee, or are we going to get my family LSU that got mollywopped by Texas A&M.
My family.
It all depends on the quarterback for LSU. If he's playing, I mean, that's why the spread is so high right now. It looks like to me he's probably not going to play, because if you're LSU, what's the point of him playing this? You're not going playoff hunting on this one. You already have 3 losses, so you're still not playing for a really good bowl game now that you have the 3 losses. And it just seems like yesterday I had to hear, could SEC get 3 teams in a championship? SEC beat a 7th ranked team, Ole Miss. Where's Ole Miss right now? They're not even ranked. So I don't want to hear their schedule. They're in a situation. They should have been ranked number 14. They played some horrible schools, Southern, New Mexico, UAB. They should not be. I'm sorry, but they played a tough SEC schedule. No, they did. Yeah, they played Tennessee. They got whumped at home. They barely beat Alabama, but that was at home. It's not like they went to Alabama and won. I'm hoping Georgia wins by 100, but at the same time, I'm hoping LSU wins and they still can't go to the playoffs because they got that 3 losses.
I would like that to happen too, because I think still Georgia would make the top 4, and it may ruffle feathers and see. But yeah,
it would probably be 2 if they lost still.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
That's fine, because I'll be 1.
Mm-hmm.
But according to us experts here on the panel, Georgia's whopping them.
Yeah, this is not even going to be close. I think this is going to be bad.
Yep.
Because Georgia's like, you guys keep saying Georgia. We keep talking Georgia, number 1, but y'all ain't really talking about Georgia. You know what I mean? All the conversation is about everybody under, and I feel Georgia is going to remind people.
Yep.
Okay, how bad's the butt whooping going to be? Who's going to have a better butt whooping? Georgia beating LSU, or Deion and Jackson State beating Southern because they're in the same time?
Ooh.
Hey, bro, I think Jackson State over Southern, because one, Deion's pissed off that their locker room got broken into during their game last week. So I know Deion's pretty hot. And, everybody's got the conversation about Colorado and South Florida, which I still don't think he's leaving, because
not for those 2 schools.
Not for them, right? So that
conversation Auburn, maybe. Auburn, I think he might have put 2 toes in the water, not 1, to listen. But Colorado and USF, no, I don't think I think he stays. Now, next year, if a top 5 team calls, then I think he dips his toes in. But I'm sorry, Colorado and USF.
Yep, because then his son is draft ready. So
yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I don't think he goes to, unless Colorado opens up not 1, not 2, but 3 checkbooks. Then I think.
Yeah, they're paying everybody. They gave him an NFL contract
and percentage of weed growth or something.
That should be a good growth of profit there then.
So then we get to, this game is probably going to be the best game out of all of the conference games. You got Clemson, who just doesn't look like Clemson. If all the teams that don't look like themselves, it's not what we've seen Clemson over the last 5-6 years. And then you got North Carolina, who is good like every 3 games. You know what I'm saying? They're going to give you like, oh my God, North Carolina is awesome. And then what the hell happened to North Carolina? Mm-hmm. But this game is going to be a lot better than people think it is. But I think Clemson pulls it out.
I agree. I'm just not sold on North Carolina. They did not just lose back-to-back games. They lost them in their backyard. It's not like they had to travel and they lost back-to-back games. Their offense looked horrible against Georgia Tech, and they were behind early against NC State. And if you're not pumped to play your next-door neighbor, NC State, then I don't know why you're even pumped to play the game. They do score more on the road, so I think the only thing that scares me in this one, I think Clemson wins, but I can see North Carolina covering.
I think he knew. Yeah. I think he knew that dude got the job. I think he was saying if Auburn have said something to Deion, he'd have put 2 toes in.
Yeah.
Not saying that the job is still available. I think that that's what I think he was meaning, Raphael.
Yeah, I knew that too. Because, hello, I had the odds up where who's the head coach of Auburn. I had to pay those tickets out already.
I think he was just joking. But I might be the only one, and yes, I am the only one to pick the Tar Heels over the Clemson Tigers in the ACC title game. I think they could do
Bro,
it.
I was so close.
The reasons why is because they did lose those 2 games. They did look like shit. And just like Damon said, every 3 or 4 games, boom, they pop back up. And I think right now they knock Clemson out of any type of contention for any good bowl, period, because their offense is going to score points against Clemson's defense.
Yeah, I think Clemson. I think Dabo did maybe smack some people Southern style in that locker room. I think you might see a different Clemson. I don't know. I was so close to picking North Carolina too. I was like, but y'all be fickle.
Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of shit, Raphael, we had a question that we were talking about earlier, Damon. What else were we you just said it, and then it reminded me, and then my memory went to shit. Never mind.
Short term is the first thing that goes.
Man,
Gone.
You got a lot of brain farts today.
Man, it's a rough day.
Big
man,
Ten
rough day.
championship. Second
Purdue
to
money
last
line.
game. Purdue money line.
How
I
was
kind
that
of agree
payout?
with you. Blake Corum is probably not going to play. Probably going to get as much rest as they possibly can get going into the Championship Bowl series to get him healthy. Donovan Edwards looks pretty good. That thumb will be all right. I think it might I think they don't put the gas. I don't think they put the gas on Purdue. I think they get the win and keep it moving.
I agree. I think it's going to be an ugly Big Ten game. I would not be shocked if this one goes flying under. Because let's face it, Purdue's defense, they held IU to 16 points, Northwestern to 9. I mean, so they can clamp down if they want. You know they're going to run the ball and try to keep Michigan's offense on the sideline as well. This one will probably stay under 52. But if I had it, you have to take Purdue on this one. It's just too high. You figure Michigan, they're just going to try to escape and not get hurt. If they're up by double digits, I would not be shocked if they're just run, punt, run, and keep everything in front of them. This one is probably, if there's one boring game, this is it right here. This one might be the game where you're like, this one might take only an hour. Probably let no penalties, just let it run, let the clock run. This might be something that'd be done in an hour.
Yeah, I think we got fight night on too, so I'll probably have dual screens going.
Yep.
Tyson Fury's fighting.
I remember, Raphael. I remember the question earlier. We talked about, Damon brought it up, Dabo Swinney. Right now, if he loses the ACC title game, now we were talking about this before without the ACC title game putting in, but if he loses this weekend against North Carolina in the ACC title game, is the hot seat there, or is it at least discussed?
I think it's discussed. I think the only way he leaves is something like a really like Alabama or something like that. Georgia job opens up, Notre Dame, or something that's a bigger name than Clemson football, or he goes in the NFL. He's not going to leave to take the Colorado job. He's not going to leave to take the Georgia Tech job.
No, we were saying is it a little the seat a little warm?
No,
from Clemson's side. No, okay,
no.
Right.
He needs to probably have 2 more average seasons for his seat to be flaming hot. I think he leaves before he gets fired.
Okay,
There you go.
All right, I'm glad I remembered that.
Sounds good.
God.
You shouldn't hit the bong before you come on.
All right.
It's not. It's how many punches I've took to my head over the years.
CTE, baby. That was not good.
Whoa, look at that.
Hey,
that
that's the first game.
That was a quick.
Oh,
pick,
I
yeah.
skipped a slide.
You had it.
Go back. There we go.
There you go.
I like the Vikings.
First
There you go.
He said I like the Vikings. And most of us do like the Vikings, except for Storm and John. I don't know. It's cousins. How you like me now? You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking at.
Good defense too.
Yep. Second game. Dolphins, Niners.
This probably be the best game of our
Yeah,
three NFL picks.
this is why I hate just TV in general. Why isn't this game the NBC late game? I know the Cowboys are on the NBC late, and the Cowboys are almost as worse than SEC football. But this should be the prime spot of Sunday, the week of Sunday. The last game on Sunday should be this game. Best game on the board, best game on there. Best two defenses going to be pounding it. Whoever has the ball, I think whoever scores last is going to win this game. I would not be shocked. Whoever wins it is a field goal. Kind of like the 49ers just because I like the way they just have more offensive weapons balance. I know Tua has a lot of great offensive weapons wide receiver wise, but 49ers, they can run the ball, they can throw the ball, they have better tight ends. I just think the 49ers squeeze one out. I like San Fran. I wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs right now.
I like that. I like that pick. Just for the
I'm
reason
going
you
Dolphins.
said. I mean,
I'm going Dolphins because
I'm
going Dolphins because nobody's been talking about the Dolphins for a while, man. They started off super strong, had a couple lows, Tua, the controversy, but they've been kind of floating under the radar. Ain't doing too much. They ain't doing not enough, just hanging around. I like the Dolphins in this one. Making San Francisco. Yeah, I like them.
They don't cover on the road. They didn't cover against the Lions. They didn't cover against the Bears. I mean, their last two road games have been average team. I mean, the Lions are playing much better, but I don't like them on a road. They win games on a road. They don't cover games on a road. That's why I like the 49ers at home.
Awesome. That's how Vegas talking to me. I'm talking these picks. I'm going Dolphins.
You can care less who gets the overall W. It's all about putting money in my wallet.
I understand, sir. If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Game 3, Chiefs and Bengals.
I like the way the Bengals are playing. Their offensive line has been much improved. Burrow's not getting sacked and getting buried at the same time. He's rolling around. I like he's hitting his tight ends. And I'm not sold on Kansas City. I have not been sold on it. I know since I'm part of the media group that I get emails every day saying that we're not allowed to bash Patrick Mahomes on the air or we get fined by the media. But he is not the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. I'm sorry, people. I like the Bengals in this spot.
Nice. I would have loved to pick the Bengals, but I'm a Steelers man, so I could not do it.
This could be an interesting pick here in the rankings of our standings.
Oh, yeah. For you guys at the top, this is huge. Me, I don't really give a shit.
All right, Raphael, before we let you go tonight, we have something that we want to put on You Can Bet on that. Or you can bet that. Sorry, you can bet that. Right here. You see it? Over under on Mom's Zach Wilson hangs out with after the game.
I would love to put something like that out, but how would I grade it? I mean, that's why people always say, "Oh, why don't you put this?" But I need to grade it. I need to say who wins, who loses. So we
can get Zach Wilson on the phone real quick. He's probably watching it right now.
If you know someone that knows Zach Wilson, if you know TMZ has an insider link to what Zach Wilson's doing, because 9 times out of 10, if TMZ doesn't report it, it doesn't happen.
Good point. But if you had to put a number on it, what would you put the over/under on it? On that question would be?
Oh, geez. So let's see. How many moms are how many players are on a team? So with a mom, you figure maybe one guy has 2 moms. So yeah, it's a lot of math. I would have to. It's
one guy has 2 moms. That's awesome. I guess.
Well, I can't discriminate.
And no, you can't. But I guess the problem would be his mom and LeBron's mom. They all got issues with, team members. So,
hey, Zach Wilson's not Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson is now my hero. I mean, used to be Derek Jeter because Derek Jeter's list was Hall of Fame-ish.
Was outstanding.
But this Pete Davidson guy who's one ugly mofo, I don't know how he's getting these girls and stuff like that. So he's getting Derek Jeter-ish.
Outstanding. Man, he's got to have like 17 inches.
Something. I know his checkbook. I know
This is
his. I know
ridiculous.
his wallet's not that big.
Nah.
That's
Saturday
funny.
Live
Tiger
ain't
Woods list
that damn.
is as big as his trophy case.
No, Tiger Woods' list is IHOP waitresses. Is not hot ladies. I've seen Tiger Woods in Vegas with ladies, and they were not. They were not something I would go home. with.
IHOP and strippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, IHOP and strippers. You know,
Cocktail waitresses. And
be
some of the
like-
cocktail waitresses.
hotel.
Right.
Enough of talking about being adulterers.
Sure, the FBI is gonna be knocking on our 3 doors pretty soon.
His, not mine.
No,
his.
our wives.
But mine's not home.
On the way.
Suck it.
All right, bud. Tell the people where we can find out.
Yeah, you can find me over on Twitter at VSI.sports. You can find me over at DocSports.com. You can also find me at YouCanBetThat.com and follow me all over aspects. And Instagram at Raphael Spars. I do some great free pick videos and stuff like that. And you can also follow You Can Bet That on Instagram as well.
There you go. Raphael Esparza, everybody, every week here for the old NFL season. You can also catch him sometimes popping in with the super kicking it with Steven folks over there on the wrestling side of things. Might have to get him in the state of basketball here soon on the basketball tip. And
Yeah, we got about 25 more minutes before IU North Carolina tips off. So
yeah, well, hopefully they don't lose another one.
Yeah,
North
Purdue's
Carolina.
handling business right now.
yeah, but Duke is handling business against OHIO.
Yes,
You said the nasty
Ugh,
word. At that
crap
point,
all
now,
over the
Raphael, you're
tool.
getting out of here because I still have never gotten a Bitmoji without the damn Chicago Cubs guy on it. Raphael,
You got your football schedule. I can't do everything.
We love you, brother.
Take it easy, guys.
Oh, Raphael.
Have a good one.
That's right. Gotta love him. Gotta love him. Damon, we went. This is like old school. We was live and popping
Yeah.
the whole time.
Well, we have more college games
Yep.
than we did. We had to talk about, so that gave it a little bit of time. So we apologize for the run over. But if you was from the old crew, we was at the bar. This is the way we did it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Hour and a
We
half
had the
long, brother.
business.
With the
Yeah. So
P-Bags.
next week will be 35 minutes.
Right. Yep. Cool.
All right. You got a DeLion in tonight?
Really quick, yeah, some somewhat breaking news. Before the show came on, we heard about the situation going down at the University of Florida with their backup quarterback, NFL John Kitna's son, Jalen Kitna. Some shit going on down there. I haven't dove fully into it, but it does sound like he's got some stuff on his computer that he probably shouldn't have, and he's sharing it. So probably should not do certain things, even if you're not a famous person or a athlete or whatever. You probably shouldn't do certain things. That's all I got.
You know, my question is, how the fuck you find that shit? You can't just go click, and then there's a whole. Well, I don't think you could, because wouldn't that like bring like ding
Everybody, yeah.
bells? You know what I'm saying?
You would think,
I don't think it's like searching for, midgets on black. You know what I mean?
Hey man, you gotta love the midget. You gotta love the little people.
Yeah. The Lions did. That's what you had. But for real though, come on, man. This, yeah, man. The one's up. Pretty
Yes.
simple.
Yes.
Pretty simple. Go blue and 8 straight.
There you go.
That's it. That's it. That's all I got.
There you
Seven
go.
Bros, Killer
Pittsburgh, you
Bees.
cannot lose to the Colts, or the marriage of the one and the one stress will be done because they haven't lost to the Colts since they were married or since they were together. So definitely don't happen to that. Check out all our friends: Elite Performance, What's Poppin' Corn Snacks, Printed Memories, Revved Up Tattoos, Doc Sports Picks, My Bookie, The Fighter's Friend, The One's Kitchen, and Inner Beast Sportswear. And make sure to check out all of the network, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, checkers and wreckers, the state of basketball, super kicking it with Steven, just a bit outside combat zone, and the original Dukes of football. And all this fun
All on our
stuff at
YouTube channel.
Bingo, all at the YouTube channel. And check out BWSPORTS1.com for all the fun stuff going on around the network. Damon, it's been fun. It's been cool. I do have to pee tinkle like the old days because that's what happens when we have a wow.
Big 10 champions, baby. Big
Hey.
10 champions.
Good luck, good luck, good luck. And until then, Damon, tell them what do we do?
We keep Indy blue, baby. Go blue.
I'm hitting the button.